Hello YouTube, this is Johnny K once again, and I'm making videos about each time Jesus did something amazing in my life. It's to give the doubters something to think about. It's the purpose for these videos. I used to be a doubter, but now I know Jesus exists beyond the shadow of a doubt. The events in this story happened in 1999, and even though they happened a little while ago, the story is still very, very relevant to today. This was in 1999, soon after I was born again. Me and my wife were at her parents' condo. We were telling everybody about Jesus at that time in our lives, about the awesome things he was doing. And my brother, he really didn't believe, or my brother-in-law, my wife's brother, he said he wanted proof that Jesus exists. I said, well, let's jump in my truck. We'll go for a ride and we'll see what happens. And so we started the trip in West Houston, and we started driving east on I-10. We went through downtown and we ended up around the Ship Channel area, and a thought came to me. It's like, man, this is stupid. How am I going to show you Jesus exists just by driving around in a little Nissan pickup truck? I was driving, my wife was in the passenger seat and he was in the back seat. So I said to my brother-in-law, you win. We'll just turn back around and we'll just go back home. Sorry for wasting your time. So next exit, I exited, I turned right, and I was thinking I'd just be able to go down the street and then find a place to turn around and just go back towards I-10. So this was extremely industrial part of town, and on this exit, when you're driving down the road, there is two overpasses. The first one has about a dozen pairs of railroad tracks underneath it. Then you hit a valley, then you go over another overpass. But so we went over that, and then I found a little street. I turned left on it, thinking it would take me straight back towards I-10. It didn't. It ended up being a dead end. So we started getting freaked out. It was getting dark. There's a bunch of railroad tracks there. My radar detector started making all sorts of noise, freaking us out. And this is during the time when the railroad killer, the Resendez, is serial railroad killer. He was out, and they were saying on the radio, be on the lookout for him. We figured this would be a perfect place for him, so I turned around. We started leaving. Started going back the way it came from. And when I was going over the first overpass, something inside told me, get off the road, get off the road, get off the road. So as soon as, I was going about 50, 60 miles an hour. So as soon as we hit the little valley in between, my truck jumped over the curb. We got off the road. And then at the same time, my wife and I, we started saying the exact same Bible verse, which was, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. That's Proverbs 3 verse 5 and 6. Right after the Bible verse came out of our mouth, there was a van going the opposite direction, about 50, 60 miles an hour. It would have hit us head on. It was in the same lane we were. I have no idea if I was going the wrong way on a one-way road, or if they were drunk or weren't paying attention, or what was going on, but it would have been a devastating head-on collision. It would have been the equivalent of hitting a brick wall going between 100 to 120 miles an hour. And as soon as that van passed us up, my brother-in-law saw that it was in the exact same lane we were in. We asked him, do you believe now? Is that enough proof for you? He said, let's go home. Not too long afterwards, my brother-in-law, he did give his life to the Lord. He felt the peace that only Jesus can give. The bottom line through this testimony is that God does exist. This is just one of many examples in my life that God's shown that he's real. I pray that God speaks to your heart through this testimony. When he does, please don't harden your heart towards him. Your heart is the only place you can fully get to know his love. God, Jesus, he wants to know you personally. He wants to have a personal relationship with you. If you don't believe in him, simply ask him to show himself to you. Pray, Jesus, if you're real, show yourself to me. He will. Please leave questions, comments below. Any other videos you'd like for me to make on any subject. I used to be a religious person, then that didn't work out so good for me. I became agnostic, and now I'm born again, and I know that Jesus is alive. He's my Lord and Savior. So thank you, and God bless.